Hello everyone, my name is Peyton McNair, and today we're going to be going over the push-up administration test. The push-up administration test is a health-related test. In the prior days leading up to the push-up administration test, students will be informed on the correct form, which will be demonstrated shortly, and they will be given ample amount of opportunities to practice the correct form of a push-up. Before performing any tests or activity, it is important for everyone to warm up. A proper warm-up consists of something that allows the body to be prepared for physical activity and something that will benefit the student or performer in their performance. The two major warm-ups that will be implemented in the push-up administration test will be a jog/run. This is important because it raises your core temperature. The whole point of a warm-up is to warm up. Therefore, we are raising our temperature. A raised temperature allows muscles and joints to function properly. Another thing that is going to be done in the warm-up is a good warm-up of the shoulders and chest area. These are the major muscle groups used during the push-up. Using a point of view perspective, I will show you the running warm-up. The running warm-up does not need to be performed at a high speed, for we do not want anybody to get injured. Therefore, an appropriate speed can be judged by the individual who is needing to warm up. Therefore, some students will run faster than others. That is all right. It is also important that the warm-up not last too long, but not be too short as well. We do not want the student or participant to be exhausted from the warm-up so that they cannot perform the tested activity. However, we want them to actually engage in activity so they are properly warmed up. I will stop here. The activity can go longer. It is up to the teacher to decide. After the run/jog warm-up, it is important for all participants or students to become loose. Becoming loose can be done in a variety of ways. I like to think of it as getting all the pops out. Therefore, making sure joints are loosed and not tightened up. If you could hear the pops, I just popped my back because I need to be able to move it. This is opening the joint, allowing blood flow to flow properly. Next thing to do is we need to warm up our shoulder/chest area. We are going to be doing multiple activities here to engage in the warm-up. First thing we want to do is the arm across. This is a good starting exercise. Make sure that you give ample enough time for the stretch and warm up to fully take place. And make sure to do both sides. We do not want imbalances. Next thing you want to do is have the shoulder over the top. This should really work on and stretch the shoulder girdle and allow for full range of motion. Also, this is stretching the triceps. Triceps are very important in the push-up, for they allow the individual to perform the push-up effectively. After we have done the arm stretches and warm-ups, we want to get our chest moving. Notice this movement pattern that I'm doing now. This is what we want our students to begin, because it is mimicking the motion that they will be doing during the push-up. Therefore, have them do 10 reps of this motion. This gets this motor pattern down. Have them work on full extension and bring it down to at least 90 degrees in their arms. Have them build up speed, for this will engage more type 2 muscle fibers. Next, we will go over the proper mechanics of a proper push-up. Starting with our hands, we want our palms to be flat on the ground with our fingers pointed forward, like so. We want our hands to be about shoulder width apart. You do not want to go too wide, and you do not want to be too close, because this begins to build up pressure in our joints in ways that we do not want that to happen. Therefore, we want to go slightly wider than our shoulders. Next, we're going to focus on our feet. Our feet are extended so if we are almost in a plank position. My feet have slight separation between them, therefore they are not wide and they are not connected, they have slight separation. Also, notice my toes are tucked underneath me. They are not out like this, they are tucked underneath. Next, I want to focus on the back. Notice my back is in a straight line. I am not rounded and I am not dipped. Keeping the back in a straight line is essential. Next, we're going to focus on the actual rep of a push-up. Once down has been called, the student will go down. They need to at least achieve 90 degrees in their arms. And then when up is called, they will go up. During the push-up administration test, a cadence will be called by the teacher. The cadence will be done in a manner where a push-up will be performed every 3 seconds with a down and up call. The teacher, while calling this cadence, will be observing for correct form. However, the teacher cannot see everything. Therefore, the students will be partnered up. The person that is performing the push-ups will be performing the push-ups in the test. The person that is not performing will be observing form. Each participant or student will be allowed 1 form break. A form break is one of the following things. A form break happens when a student does not keep their flat back. So if a student comes up and they are rounded up here, that is a form break. A form break also happens when a student does not reach 90 degrees in their push-up, as so. If they do not reach it and they come back up, that is a form break. Also, a form break happens when a student goes down to 90 degrees and comes up and doesn't lock out. Another instance where a form break happens is where they cannot keep up with the cadence. An example of this is if they take too long between breaks. So if down is called and they go down, and then up is called and then they come up. However, down is called again and they are too tired to continue and they cannot keep up with the cadence. Therefore, a form break happens. Students will continue the push-up administration test until they can no longer continue. Therefore, they have 2 form breaks. Because as mentioned earlier, they are allowed 1 form break. An example of the push-up administration test would look as follows. Students will be told to get into the ready position, to where they have their hands in the proper form, feet and back in the proper form. Then the test will begin. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. This will continue until 2 form breaks have occurred. Once 2 form breaks have occurred, the individual is done. Their partner will be keeping track of the amount of push-ups they do. The 1 form break will be counted into the amount that they do. Therefore, if a student does 24 correct push-ups, 1 form break, and then another form break happens, they will get credited for 25 because they did 24 correct with 1 form break. And then on the next one, the second form break occurred and that one does not count. The amount of push-ups completed will be collected and recorded and assigned to each individual's folder. After every individual has performed the push-up administration test, Analysis will begin. If the individual falls within or above the healthy fitness zone, that means they are performing well enough to continue physical education in the way that they are going. However, if the individual does not meet the healthy fitness zone, that means they need to start engaging in physical education that will improve their abilities in this specific movement. After all of that has been performed, it is time to move on to the next area of fitness. Thank you.
Also, this worksheet will be given to all students prior to engaging in the push-up administration test. Feel free to pause it and read it over. It goes over information any student might have about this test.